Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 36 of the LunchBox Comics draw stream. Tonight, I am doing a little bit of a celebration for hitting 100 subs. I'm actually at 103 right now, and I love all you guys. Hey, Martha, I see you there in the chat. And hello, Emily. And I hope you guys are all having a great night. Before we get started, I just wanted to go over, I got issues. I got the cover done for the graphic novel, and I pretty much have it all set up to format. So if I do not work the day job tomorrow, I am going to be working on formatting the graphic novel for print, and hopefully by the end of the month, I can have that print file sent off so I can have it here before I do the Longview Dark Market, which is kind of like this Gothic craft market that I've been doing twice a year for the last couple of years now. I had to miss the fall one due to oh, that's awesome, Martha. That's cool. Drawn along with it, that's really cool. And yeah, Martha, your artwork is really good too. I've been enjoying the stuff that you send me. Yeah, so I'm just gonna get ready for the dark market now. In the future here, once I get the graphic novel sent off, I'm going to be going full speed ahead on How the Squirrel Saved Longview graphic novel. And my live streams are going to be mostly me working on my drawing table over here, doing comic book backing board art, which is like 7 3/4 by 10.5, I believe, or somewhere around those lines, and also 11 by 17, because I got to build up some artwork to sell at the market coming up in April. So I'll be going to be doing a lot of live drawing here coming up in the next couple months. Oh yeah, no problem, Martha, just anytime. I'm going to be doing a lot of like physical live drawing, fan art and stuff along those lines to get ready for the dark market. And also, while on behind the scenes, I'm going to be finishing up the script and starting the layouts for the How the Squirrel Saved Longview graphic novel, which I will be showing on here and doing some live streams doing that, but mostly for the next couple weeks, it's going to be doing live art on the old drafting table. So let's get ready to get started here. I wanted to show you guys first. Here is the cover for the Cig and Joe graphic novel. I just finished it today, and I'm very happy with how it came out. Let's see here, get you guys a close up of the whole thing. We'll do a little quick scroll down here. Yeah, and this is going to be the graphic novel cover. Now, normally I have these colored, but I decided to lean into my black and my gray style, if you will. So I'm going to try the first series of printing like this. I'll keep everything gray. So when you look at the cover, it's also what's going to be on the inside, and see how that goes. If you guys want to read Cig and Joe, as always, either you hit the QR code up in the corner, and that'll take you to my link tree. From there, you can go to my GlobalComix page and read all 4 issues for the rest of this month. It's over 200 pages. And also through my link tree, you can find my Discord, which you guys are more than welcome to join. There I post artwork as I finish it, and I also you'll get alerts when I go live and any other stuff that's going on. And then also you can find my eBay store. Right now I have a couple books up. I have a couple Savage Sin books and a couple Niobe books up there for sale, and pretty soon I'll be throwing some more stuff on there. But yeah, we're going to be tonight, though, we're going to be working on 2 drawings. I'm going to do a special drawing for the 100th episode, or 100 subs, and I'm going to do another fun drawing to continue my MSK series. I did the MSK Gym Unicorn Minotaur Centaur drawing. So now I'm going to do a MSKrang drawing. It's essentially Krang with MSK in his stomach. So that's what we're going to be doing tonight. And let me get some stuff going on here. Oh, all right. Oh, I'll get this over here. Let's see here. Okay, we're going to go This is some tunage. What's up, Phil? Phil's in the chat. Boom. Get your guys' music going. All right. If you guys have any questions, music's too loud, not loud enough, anything along those lines, just hit me up. We're going to get started here, having some fun. Move body over a bit. I always kind of start off really loose, trying to get just the general placing of everything. Sometimes I gotta do some changing. This needs to be bigger. 1, 2. Shrink that down. And then Martha, MSK is a streamer. MSK stands for Master Swag King, and I go on his shows usually every Friday. We used to do comic book reviews, but now we just mostly talk about movie news and stuff on Fridays. He is an acquired taste. I have to warn you beforehand. MSK needs to come with kind of like a warning. But I think he's a good dude at heart. He's just he's a very interesting fellow. And some kind of inside or ongoing jokes with him. And I've been making some T-shirts off of the different characters that have been kind of created from MSK lore, as we call it. There's a great channel called MSKWs that WZ does, which is a great channel to check out with a bunch of clips from MSK. But like I said, it is parental advisory, if you will. Some of MSK's opinions are quite outrageous at times. So, just to give a heads up. What's an MSK? What's up, Dingus? Hey guys, make sure you check out Dingus's channel. Me and him just did a review on the Cobra Commander Volume 1, and we're going to be doing a review here soon on Transformers Volume 2, all part of the new kind of Kirkman shared universe that's been coming out, and it is really, really good stuff. So make sure you guys check out Dingus Den's channel. Tell you what, Martha, I'm gonna I'll go over the stuff you sent me on the email, and then if you want to send me any more in an email, and then I'll go through it and I'll give you a more in-depth look at it and any suggestions that I have. And we can go over that if you like. But yeah, just send me an email if you have any more stuff you want me to see, and then I will look over the stuff you've already sent me, and then I will send you an in-depth deal, or yeah, I'll send you an in-depth kind of deal on what I think, if I have any suggestions for you. But I have no problem doing that. And I don't know how you feel about reviews or along those lines, but just you know, don't get hurt or along those lines of anything that I might say there. I've learned with any kind of critiques, you take the critique, and you learn what you can from it. And if you don't agree with everything on the critique, then you can just put that away off to the side, But yeah, I have no problem at all looking through and seeing some stuff. I'd like you to send me. You sent me a lot of the stuff that you did super quick, which I was very impressed with. I would like to see more of stuff that you did at a normal time without a rush on it. That would be very interesting, because the quick stuff, you might be. I'd like to see where you're at when you have your full time on the artwork, and that would be interesting. I need to do the same thing for. I would like to do the same thing. Oh yeah, no worries. Just give me a couple days and I'll be able to send you something. But yeah, no problem at all. It would be my pleasure and honor to do so. Okay, cool. Yeah, I will give all that stuff a good look over for you. What's up, WZ? I'm working on it now. Oh, hey, Martha. No, no, no. Yeah, no problem, Martha. And it's not taking up any time at all. Yes, this is MSK himself. And Martha, I love doing it too because it's one of the hardest things I found doing art is that trying to get feedback. It is really hard to get feedback to get better. So if someone asks me to help, I feel I want to go out of my way to do so, just because I want to. I know how hard it is to get that feedback. So yeah, I have no problem at all going over and giving any kind of suggestions or along those lines. I was very blessed to have a couple people. I would put my artwork out there and be like, I will send you all my stuff if you give me, if you can give me a review and tell me what you think and what I can improve along those lines. I've actually had a couple people give me like full printed out like reviews of my work and story and what they liked and what they didn't, and it was I really really appreciated it. So I got no problem throwing some pointers or looking at your stuff and saying, hey, okay, you can work on this. This is good. Try this here. So that's cool. I find it really cool. No, no, I've drawn like anime characters, but I haven't drawn any movie characters. I wouldn't mind doing like a Predator, a couple Predator art. Yeah, if you do plan to use dialogue, I know like I know this was kind of like you made the drawing and then you wanted to do dialogue afterwards. If you do plan to use dialogue, have the dialogue figured out before you start getting too deep into the pages to make sure that you're leaving room for that dialogue. Now, I will say this. I prefer filling an entire panel with background, even if that said background will be covered up by lettering, just because it looks better if you leave it too blank. One thing I've been working on is trying to fill out my my panels more, because I didn't want too many empty spaces, and just sometimes lettering will cover up stuff in the background. But I'm completely comfortable with that happening because it looks better overall if there's just the panels full. So just know where your lettering is going to be. Maybe not put anything important in that area, but you can put something there. And then when the lettering goes over, it may cover it up. At the same time, though, it looks better than just having a character floating in a void. Like, I won't start doing layouts until I have the script, I call it 95% done, because sometimes I'll make changes to the script as I'm doing layouts for pacing and along those lines. So I will make sure that the script is pretty much already done, dialogue, and then I'll figure out the layouts with the dialogue right there, so that way I know, okay, this is what's going to happen. Then I can lay out my panels according to what the dialogue is. And sometimes I'll have to change the dialogue a bit. That's why I say it's only 95%. But I get the script done, and then I start doing the pencil layouts, which are the real quick scribble type layouts. And then I have it all written down in a book where it's like panel 1, Cig. It's like, just be happy it's not a hentai, and then Joe, what? Question mark. And then panel 2, it's like the Cig is like yeehaw or something along those lines. But it's I know generally what's going to be said. Now sometimes I can make the changes to it, but I always make sure that I keep everything in there, because my first 56 pages of Cig and Joe, I didn't leave room for dialogue because I was making it for webtoons. And when I tried to convert it over to a regular comic, it was all useless. So it's one of those hard-learned lessons that I learned through just making mistakes. Footsteps echo in the empty park, chasing shadows, falling apart. Also, when it comes to perspective, definitely know the rules of perspective. Know how to do 2-point, 3-point, and 1-point perspectives. But don't become a slave to perspective. Allow yourself to kind of freehand perspective, because if you know it and you practice it enough, you can kind of fake it till you make it. Like, it doesn't have to be correct. It just has to look correct. And the way you make it look correct is you have to know how to do it correctly, I guess you would. But in like comic books and action, you can get away a lot with perspective mistakes. Hey, how's it going, Cactus Moonlight? Welcome aboard. We're just doing some fan art and discussing different tips on making comic books. So like when I did perspective for this here, this was a free-handed perspective, and it may not necessarily be 100% correct, but it looks correct. So it doesn't matter. It matters more that it looks good than being 100% accurate and correct, because the reader is going to see this and oh, I'm doing good, Emily, doing really good. The reader's going to see it, and they're not going to nitpick and go too crazy into it as long as it looks correct. Yeah, so you don't have to. I was screwing up my perspective so much because I was trying to do it perfectly, when all you have to do is just kind of loosen up, and as long as you understand the fundamentals of it, then you will. Oh, thank you very much, Cactus. Make sure you like and subscribe. We'll be doing a lot of live draws, and I do a lot of videos and stuff along those lines. But thank you very much. Just as long as it looks correct, then that's much more important than trying to get it perfect. Because even if you look at other people's art, you can poke stuff out. But there's just rules in perspective that you have to know and abide by, and you'll be able to understand. It'll come out looking right as long as you know the rules and how to do it correctly. Like what we'll do here, hold on one second here. We'll pause this for a sec. Like one important rule when you're doing perspective, and you guys might already know this, is if this is your horizon line, and you've got this guy standing right here, right? And then you have another guy at the same height standing right here. Their heads, if they're the same height, are going to be on the same plane. It's that way. Now, if this guy here, let's go back. Now, let's say this guy in the background here is actually this tall, right? Then this is the top of the headline of the big guy. The little guy is going to be more along the lines like this if he's standing in the back. So then these foot planes are the same, but then if he goes back here, you can just remember where that headline is, and then that way you know you're not going to be making this guy, like if you go up here, well then now all of a sudden this guy is going to be this tall over here, if that makes any kind of sense. And you know, if something's coming at you, like a character's here, and this hand is out here, and this hand is back here, I know that when this arm is coming at you, the curvature of the forearm, just remember that this one is before this one. So if these were cylinders, your forearm, and then this one is going to be behind there. So now if I drew this like this, then it's not going to look right, because, or it's going to look like this is side to side with it. But if I keep it like this, we know that this one and this one are front of each other. And then the same thing here, the shoulder, and then the body. And then if this hand is back here, excuse my crudeness here, but crude drawings here, but this is just to give you that idea of the foreshadowing, you know, coming at you like this. Now, I didn't have to use any kind of perspective. I kind of just freehanded it. This head's probably a little bit too big. And it's just, you keep practicing and then you'll know what is off and what isn't off. But yeah, so this is going to be, so that's when you're, just little rules like that, and then your artwork will look correct when you're playing with this stuff. Just like Phil said too, it's line weights are real important. So like the stuff here in the front is going to have a thicker line weight than the stuff in the back. So, and it's I can't really show it too quickly, but you show the thicker line weights up here with the stuff in the front, and in the back here you go with the thinner line weights. And then play around with them. You know, a great one with a great one to learn line weights off of is Joe Madura. Joe Madura, who did Battle Chasers. I think he was one of the best comic book artists for using line weights out there. His line weights add so much to the drawing, and yeah, he is just absolutely amazing. So Joe Madura is one good one to check out. All right, so let's go back to MSKrang here. Yeah, I thought about it, WZ. I thought about doing some educational type stuff, but it's just trying to organize it all. Yeah, it is one way to make it pop out for you more, is playing around with those line weights. Like, let me show you a piece of art right here. Yeah, Joe Mad. Joe Mad is amazing. Let's see here. Open. What would be a good one? I know I play around with some line weights at Cig and Joe. There's it at. Okay. So on this one here, one of my favorite panels from issue 4, and I will take the gradients away, take the gray away, and then I'll take this away. So if you look with Cig right here, right, you can see where his foot is forward. I do the thicker line weights out here, and then as it comes inside, I thin them up. Yeah, so you can see here where this sticks out more because of those thicker line weights, and I'm also kind of like I said, I freehand perspective. That's what I call it. I call it freehanding perspective. But that's another one just to show you an example of. I love this panel, or this page. Line weights can also help you, and I'll show you another one here. So this page is very busy. So I do a thicker line weight with Cig and Joe here. And now here I'll do it again. I'll show you the gradients. Cig and Joe have a substantially bigger line weight than the background piece. It helps pop that background piece more, or the front piece more than the background. So that's another great one for what other great thing that line weights are good for. That way, if it's a busy piece, you're not missing anything. I'm still learning line weights, but this is how I've been using them. Like this piece here, it could use some heavier line weights around the characters, but at the same time, though, it looks pretty good. So I'll look it over before I do the final yay on it, but I don't know. I might do some, but I think it looks pretty good though as it is. I'm very happy with this cover. But let's get back to MSKrang. Yeah, I might do that, WZ. I might actually do that. I have this under the how-to section too in the YouTube algorithm, like category. And one thing that my friend Pete Vasquez taught me was sometimes wait with your line weights until you're done with everything, coloring or gray toning, whatever you're doing, and then then do the line weights, because it'll help you identify where stuff needs to pop out more. So that's another good thing to that's another good thing about the line weights, is going in post when you think it's all done. What's up, Laps? Hey, you gotta check this out so far. Boom. It's coming together quite nicely. But yeah, it's do your line weights after you get done doing your coloring or your gray toning or whatever you're doing, or go back and double check and add line weights if you need to, because then that will help sometimes. If it gets too cluttered up and you can't see it, then you can use your line weights to help it pop more and fix anything along those lines. So line weights can be done when you're doing the inking, penciling, or also at the end when you have everything done to help it pop up. Well, some people are. Dale does works on comics. Philman X colors comics. Martha draws comics. I am also a comic book artist. Laps Comics fan is a huge, huge fan of comics. Oh, no worries, no worries. I enjoyed the episode today. Maybe not the comedian as much, but I did enjoy the episode. Oh, nice. But I am glad you're here, Cactus. I'm glad everyone who's here tonight. And that's what you're going to find on this channel is artwork and reviews and fun stuff. Yes, tomorrow on our new channel, Off the Shelf, me and Laps are going to be going over Batman Night Fight #2. So make sure you guys check that out. Yeah, I'm not usually a big event guy, but I've really been enjoying the KO event. Yeah, Martha, I'll tell you what, doing shorts has really helped me out quite a bit with my growth on here. Yeah, I only want to talk about things I like. There's plenty of people who spend all the time on their channel talking about stuff they don't like. I'd rather fill my time up with stuff that I like. So guys, in the chat, I just put the link to mine and Lapsed Comic Fans review channel Off the Shelf, where we'll be doing our first review on that channel tomorrow. You guys can check it out. But please go ahead and like and subscribe to the new channel, Off the Shelf. And yeah, that'd be great. Oh yeah, hold on, Gray. What's up, Gray? I'll show you the full thing here. Hold on. Boom, MSKrang. Thank you very much, Phil. Okay, sweet. I would love to talk to Chris. I think that'd be so cool. Also, the guy that runs the comic book shop I go to, Pantheon Comics, he said he wouldn't mind coming on the show and talking comics one time too. So, you know, he's just a local comic book owner, shop owner guy, but he would be cool, I believe, to have on. All right. manga style stuff is its own beast. Oh, thank you very much, Cactus. And yeah, I'm on here all the time, so I hope to catch you on here too. You have yourself a great night. And thank you for the subs. Oh yeah. $104. Awesome. You guys are making me hungry. And boom, MSKrang. Ah, love it. All right. Let me save this real quick, and then we're going to go on to my next drawing. Save a JPEG here. Okay. Now, for my next hat trick, or my next trick, 3 times is the clearance. So let's get this going. 3rd time's the clearance, you know how that goes. And both of these I'm going to make time lapses out of and make shorts out of them too.
Footsteps echo in the empty park, chasing shadows, falling apart. Run to the edge, don't look back. Neon dreams on a glowing track. Lost in the hole, lost in the spark. We're alive in the electric dark. Static buzzes, a signal breaks through. Skyline flickers in a glitching hue. The world's a wire, and with a fuse burning bright, nothing left to lose. Fingers trace the rhythm, the beat. Feel the pulse, it's incomplete. Run to the edge, don't look back. Neon dreams on a glowing track. Lost in the hole, lost in the spark. We're alive in the electric dark, dark, dark. Falling through the circuits, a coded street. Reality shatters like a broken dream. Every spark a story, every glitch shows in the grand machine. Neon lights hum like a restless heart. City whispers secrets in the dark. Footsteps echo in the empty park, chasing shadows, falling apart. Run to the edge, don't look back. Neon dreams on a glowing track. Lost in the hole, lost in the spark. We're alive in the electric dark. Static buzzes, a signal breaks through. Skyline flickers in a glitching.
That let's
The world's a wire, and with a fuse
there,
burning bright, nothing left
there.
to
Let's do some quick transform.
fingers trace the rhythm,
Boom.
the beat. Feel the pulse, it's incomplete.
Good.
Run to the edge, don't look back. Neon dreams on a glowing track.
Just generally, WC, my goal is to be able to, like, dieting is really the wrong term, so it's a lifestyle change. So my mission now is to try to go an entire year sticking with the gym, sticking with the diet, with the diet, the food change, and try to see how healthy I can get in 1 year worth of effort. And it's a lot about developing the discipline, about trying to be able to put my best foot forward, especially since I spend so much time making comic books, I'm making videos, I need to have energy, and I also just want to feel happier. Like, the more I eat and the bigger and the more tired I get, the more it messes with my mental health. And I'm just trying to get my mental health better, my health better, and just try to live more comfortable and get more stuff kind of done. So it's a multifaceted mission. There's no like set goal as in like a weight or a lifting or all those lines. It's just being able to maintain the routine and get myself into the best health I can possibly try to get. And that's kind of the overall goal, to be able to build that discipline and just show it to myself that I can do it. I have a real problem with confidence, and one of the things that making comic books has helped me out with is it's helped me with my confidence and my self-esteem, because I have been able to achieve things. I have done something. So that's kind of what this is all part of that. And it was just, I just want to feel better, you know. I want to be able to say, you know what, I can do this. I you know, just each giving myself a new thing to get over. Oh, did you see the finished WD? Hold on one sec, I'll show you if you haven't seen it, in case we can just all see it again. Oh, boom! MSKrang. Boom. And also, after the show, I'm gonna put it into the Discord also. That's awesome to hear, WZ. Oh yeah, I will be right after the show, Laps. I'll send you a link to the drive, and then you can have at her. I know one thing I am going to do, WZ, is I've never been able to do a pull-up or dip in my entire life. I used to be a power lifter when I was in high school, and when I was in the Army and out of the Army. Like, my best squatting, free squat, this is the old school free squat, break the plane, was 425 for 5. And if I would have stuck with it, I was really good at doing power squats. But now my goal is, of course, to get healthy, but I also would kind of like to be able to do 10 pull-ups and 10 dips. So that's kind of one of my fitness goals, is to be able to get to the point where I can do some dips and pull-ups. Like, if by the end of the year, if I can do 10 pull-ups, that would be like an amazing landmark for me. because my knees are screwed up from the military and from just being obese for most of my life. I'm not going to be doing squats or anything like that anymore. I already have big legs as it is. Oh yeah, that would be great, WC. I already have big legs as it is, so I'm just working on mostly upper body when I go work out, so I can build up my arms, chest, shoulders, along those lines. Oh, that's awesome. Well, WZ, no matter what, we can do this. We can get this done. One thing I always live by is that the only time you fail is when you quit. And as long as we keep at it, even if we stumble, even if we fall into hurdles, even if we don't do everything great every day, we just keep getting at it and we will get what we want. Oh yeah, Laps, we'll all get in on this. That's a cool neighbor, though. Yeah, I weighed myself the other day at the gym, and I weighed 312 pounds, and I am not happy about that. So I'm going to work on getting that back down. I'd like to get back down to like closer to like 220. You know, I don't like really paying attention to weight too much, but I would like to get down more. I don't feel comfortable at 300. I don't look like I'm 300 at times, but it's there is some muscle there, but I'm not going to joke. I'm not going to kid myself to think that it's all muscle. Yeah, I took a starting pick, WZ. I took a pick because on day 1 of the year, and I'm going to take another pick about 6 months in, around June, and then we'll see where I'm at in December. One thing I got to work on is that I really have a terrible image of myself. So I need to start learning how to try to, I don't know, love the person I see in the mirror more. So it's one of the things I'm working on is trying to get where I don't hate what I see in the mirror as much. I used to play basketball, but I don't trust my knee that much. I feel like my knee's gonna pop and go out at any moment. I might feel different once I lose some weight and get a little bit more healthier. Right now, I just use the elliptical to do cardio. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. I mean, I've already built some confidence up just by doing the drawing and doing the comic books, but I think with the health journey, I'm going to build up some more. I'm kind of at that age to do it too. Yeah, I'll definitely do that. We'll have some knee strengthening exercises. Yeah, those insecurities can be a son of a bitch. Oops. Yep, oops. That's too easy. Okay, that sounds very interesting, Mark. I'll try that myself. Yeah, and I'm glad you're not shying away from using references because that's one thing that for a long time, I thought using references was cheating, and then I realized how dumb that is. I started using references. That's interesting too.
Footsteps echo in the empty park, chasing shadows, falling apart.
Oh, here.
Run to the edge, don't look back. Neon dreams on a glowing track. Lost in the hole, lost in the spark. We're alive in the electric dark. Static buzzes, a signal breaks through. Skyline flickers in a glitching hue. The world's a wire, and with a fuse burning bright, nothing left to lose. Fingers trace the rhythm, the beat. Feel the pulse, it's incomplete. Run to the edge, don't look back. Neon dreams on a glowing track. Lost in the hole, lost in the spark. We're alive in the electric dark, dark, dark. Falling through the circuits, a coded street. Reality shatters like a broken dream. Every spark a story, every glitch a scream. We're just pixels in the grand machine. Neon lights hum like a restless heart. City whispers secrets in the dark. Footsteps echo in the empty park, chasing shadows, falling apart. Run to the edge, don't look back. Neon dreams on a glowing track. Lost in the hole, lost in the spark. We're alive in the electric dark. Run to the edge, don't look back. Neon dreams on a glowing track. Lost in the hunt, lost in the spark. We're alive in the electric dark. Falling through the circuits, coded streams. Reality shatters like a broken dream. Every spark a story, every glitch a scream. We're just pixels in the grand machine.
Um, there's the smoke layer, inking layer, the cell shade layer, 10 gray toning layers, and then whatever how many gradient layers I need. So usually around maybe 20 to 30 layers for the average grayscale picture. The shading layer. So my ink layer. So I've got my ink layer here, and then my shading layer is right below it, so it doesn't affect the ink lines in case I go lighter on those lines. And then the gradient layer folder, it layers, and then I go the gray layers at the very bottom. So the bottom base of it is the gray layers, and the very top is the inked layers. So I keep the inks on their own layer, and then I cell shade, gradient, and then gray tone. But the gray tones are on the bottom layers. So if I gave this to somebody to color and they wanted to, I could give them a PNG of just the inks. And then that way, when they can color underneath those inks without having to worry about coloring and then covering up the inks itself. So, because you could try to color on the page, but then if the inks are on the same layer as the colors, then you have to be really careful that you don't cover up the inks. But I do it where the inks are on a separate layer, like a PNG file almost. Yeah, I'm not 100% on that. I know you can do that, but I just do it separately without having to worry about the whole clipping part. Now, I was doing some gray tones for somebody where I had to do that. So I had to separate the line art so I could do before I did the gray tones, and it made it a lot easier. So I do know how to do it, but it's been a while since I've done it. My way is kind of just the way I've learned through the process of just so, you know, I don't know if it's necessarily the right way to do it, or there might be an easier way, but I just kind of have my way. And I've gotten pretty quick. And boom, I'll make it so sure this. Yeah, I think that's good. Boom. Oh. Well, I've gone for almost 3 hours, and I've gotten 2 pieces of artwork done that I'm very happy with. I'm going to be making shorts out of these for the next couple days, and then MSKrang and the 100 sub celebration. Oh, hey, what's up, MSK? Got myself some MSKrang artwork going on. How are you doing tonight? So yeah, I want to thank everybody who stopped by. It was awesome. We had a fun night tonight. Lots of good conversations. WZ, hit me up, and we'll get together with Laps, and we'll get that group going so we can start our own, support group for our health journeys. Catch me tomorrow on the Off the Shelf channel with Laps. We're going to be doing a review for Night Fight number 2. That should be a lot of fun. And then catch me on Fridays on the last panel. And then this Saturday will be another this Saturday will be another LunchBox spotlight on DC Compact's Court of Owls book. So lots of cool stuff coming down the line. I just got the cover done for the for Cig and Joe graphic novel, and it's pretty soon I'll be getting the print file ready for that. So guys, keep an eye out for that coming out soon to get a copy of yours for yourself. And until next time, guys, have yourselves a great night. Thank you again for stopping by. Thank you to all of my 100 subs. Thank you to everyone who is here tonight and is active and talking. You guys all have yourselves a wonderful night. Take care of yourselves, and God bless.